Hey, what's going on, guys? So today's video is for the stackers out there. I wanted to talk a little bit about ASSAY'S. So if you don't know, just for anyone who randomly clicked on the video, has no idea what's going on here, this is some precious metal. These are two Pamp Suisse Lady Fortuna platinum bars. These are just little 1 gram bars. They're super tiny. And the thing it's in is an assay. All right, so this is basically a certification. Not only is it a nice display piece, it's also an easier way to handle it because it's such a small little bar. But essentially, this is telling the person who's interested in it, this is real. I mean, they have serial numbers on them, you know what I'm saying? So if you look on the back here real close, you see on the bar, C018280, right? You look at the assay, which is what the card, or the card around the item, C018280. There you go. So it gives you some information about what you're looking at here, but it's also to tell the potential buyer, hey, I'm real. These are worthless. The cases are worthless. And not only that, there's something that bugs me about it that you guys do, collectors do, and we're going to talk about that in just a second. So the first thing I want to say is I picked these up, and this particular one, I don't know if you could tell, it was shaking out of the little spot there. It was misaligned for a second. And that is because when I got this, you can see there's a dented corner. I didn't notice until I got home, but there's a dented corner. I went to push it back, and actually the plastic split open a little bit. And I thought it was the plastic cover on it, and I literally went to peel it, and I split the card in half, and the piece fell out on the ground. Man, it bummed me out because the collector in me is like, you got to keep these things pristine and make them perfect. And all I did was glue back together. So number one, these don't really mean much for security because you can peel them apart, put something fake in there with the same serial number, albeit fake, and glue it back together. And there are fake Pamp, especially like gold and stuff. A 1 gram platinum bar is probably not going to be faked. You know, your low, small size silver, probably not going to be faked. Obviously, they're going for gold and bigger bars and stuff, so it makes more sense. Not to say it can't happen, but the first thing I'm telling you is that just because it's in here doesn't necessarily mean that it's genuine, right? And when you go to sell it to someone like a coin shop, they're probably going to test it anyway. You know what I mean? So that's not like they're just going to take your word for it because it looks like it's real. So that's number one. Number two, when you go to sell this stuff, it doesn't really matter if it's in these cases or not. Now, if you're peer-to-peer, like I'm selling to you, you might want, like everyone wants these to be in the case and pristine and look brand new. And I get it. They get handled, they get bent, scratched and stuff like that. They don't seem as appealing. It's called being retail friendly. I'll hear that term all the time, retail friendly. Like if you have a 1 ounce, let's say a Silver Eagle, perfect example. If you have a Silver Eagle, and it's shiny and brilliant and it was never touched ever, you might get $1 more for that because it's retail friendly. But for the most part, silver is silver, especially to a lot of these guys and women who have these shops and stuff. Silver is silver. They don't care about packaging. It doesn't matter to them at all, right? I bought these from Allen's Coins, and Allen doesn't care about these packages. He didn't sell these with a premium. He sold them for the weight of the item inside and a very small profit for him so he can stay in business. And I'll tell you, it was very, very small. He's not going to keep the lights on for my platinum purchase from him. These were 35 bucks each. They're like worth $30 in melt value, you know, so $5 a piece just for, you know, the time of holding it. That's not much at all. And even then, that is way low on price. These are still like $70, $65, $70 online or up. Because of these stupid holders. People love that stuff. They love yeah, this is definitely real, and it's in the Pamp thing, and it's the Lady Fortuna, it's all legit. I get it, right? As collectors, we want that kind of stuff, but when it comes time to sell it, it doesn't matter that much. In the end, it really doesn't matter. Now, in the case of these really small bars, it's just cool to have it in a bigger thing because you can get like, you know, cases if you have a bunch of these and stack them in the cases as opposed to like a little handful that just get all scratched up and look nasty and probably get lost because they're so small. When you get into the, you know, 1 ounce gold bars and stuff like that, it makes sense. It's a lot more money. you might want the idea of having the case. Okay, yes, if you're selling peer-to-peer, they feel comfortable looking at it. You know, the bigger ones, you can scan them and, you know, so, okay, that's legit. I get that, but with the smaller ones, doesn't really matter at all. Now, across the board, big or small, the one thing, it's a pet peeve of mine, I don't know why. All right, so here's how these look most times. When you get them, when they're first made, they're beautiful, fresh, right? But they get sold and handled and put away and taken out, and looked at, flipped around and looked at and dropped and picked up. And what ends up happening when these are first made, they have a clear plastic coating on top. It's a film. It's just like when you used to get like a VCR and you pull the film off the screen, just keeps it from getting scratched in storage and transit. That's all. People keep that on. And what ends up happening is you'll see it'll be peeling all around the edges, and just, to me, it looks like crap. So when I see I get cards like this, I take that. I know people are going to hate that, but I peel it off because it looks so much better without it. Yeah, but what if it gets scratched, Jeff? I don't care. I really don't care. Any scratch that would be deep enough to make it look ugly, this is not going to protect. Does that make sense? I forget. There's probably one on the back too, maybe. Is there? I know they're always on the front. I don't know. I'm not going to mess with it. It doesn't look like it's on the back. But on the front, you'll see it. It always gets, you know, lifted, and it just looks like crap. This looks way better. Now, I'm not going to chuck this across the floor. I don't foresee this getting scratched. Right? It's nice and shiny. It's fine. If it gets hairline little scratches from me, you know, holding on to it, I'm good with that. I'm fine. So, yeah, I don't know why. I just don't like it. It doesn't matter to me, or it doesn't matter to you, rather, my opinion on it. But I don't like it when people leave that on there because it gets really messed up looking after a while. When it's fresh and it's, you know, clinging to it, that's cool. But when it gets dirty and lifted, just peel it off. Just take it off, you know. It's not protecting your plastic case that no one cares about. That's my point. But hey, you know what? At the end of the day, honestly, you do you. It doesn't matter. Wow, these PAMP are super cool though. Very well known all around the world. That's why they're sought after. These are actually two different styles. This one here is a much older one. All right, I don't know the exact years, but you could see how the ink was on there. In fact, the ones I have or had for gold and silver had this style. This must be a newer style, or the ones I've always had were older. But even like the Lady Fortuna, the design on the new one, it just seems like she is actually a little bigger as well, filling out that space a little better. But anyway, just wanted to share with you guys for all the you know, stackers and collectors out there. I know most people watching this video, you know, mainly have a lot of knife people and stuff, and this is maybe interesting, maybe boring to you, but you know, I like the diversity. So right now I'm just talking to the stackers and collectors. Just want to share that with you. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. Really do appreciate it. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I'll see you tomorrow with a brand new video. Take care.